Hi, I'm Lee Phillips. I'm a counselor to the Supreme Court of the United States. That means I'm a lawyer. Don't hold that against me. What I want to talk to you about for 2 seconds is asset protection. I've done a lot of asset protection for clients over the years. Now, when you go to an attorney and you say, I want to do asset protection, the guy's going to look at you with this kind of blank stare. Because what you're doing is you're asking for a whole universe of legal stuff. An attorney has certain tools that they can use for asset protection. You've maybe heard about some of these tools. They can use a trust. They can use a family limited partnership or regular limited partnership. Limited partnership, family limited partnership, same thing. Family members just become the limited partners. So it's used for asset protection in families. We can use corporations. We can use C corporations. We can use S corporations. And by the way, the asset protection value of a C corporation and an S corporation is identical. It's the same thing. The only question is it going to be taxed under Subchapter C of the IRS Code, or is it going to be Subchapter S of the IRS Code? Other than that, asset protection is the same. You can have limited liability companies. They're a relatively new tool. Your lawyer may say, oh, you don't want a limited liability company. They're so new that we don't know what the laws are. That's a bunch of BS. Excuse my French. The limited liability company is the most flexible tool we have today. It has some incredible tax things that we can do with it. And as far as we know, and it's been around for quite a while, it has the same asset protection value as the corporations. So, limited liability companies, corporations, limited partnerships, trusts, those are basically the tools that an attorney has. All asset protection spins off of how do I own the property. There's a concept of control and ownership. In the United States, we're stuck on ownership. I have to own stuff. How much do I own? In Europe, for a long time, they've known that ownership isn't the key. Control is the key. How much property do I control? How much property can I get the benefit off of? I don't need to own something if I get all the benefit from it. If I don't own it, the fact of the matter is you can't sue me and take it away from me. It's not mine. Now, having said that, there are ways that you can exercise enough control over it that the IRS will bring it back and say it's yours, or the courts will bring it back and say it's yours. If you try and move ownership away from yourself now and you're already in trouble, that's not going to do you any good asset protection-wise, because we have what are called fraudulent conveyance acts. You're moving assets away from you when you're already in trouble. We're going to get them back. We're going to give them to your creditors. So you have to pay attention to the fraudulent conveyance laws. All of these laws melt together, and we have to consider them all when we're doing asset protection. By the way, each one of these tools, the limited partnership, the trusts, the corporations, the LLCs, they not only have asset protection value associated with them, they also have income tax value associated with them. I can use these tools not only for asset protection, but for income tax control. And I can also use them for estate tax control. I can lower the value of the estate by using these tools. So, when you're thinking asset protection, don't just think asset protection, think of these other things as well. The problem is you go into the lawyer, you go into this lawyer, you get one story. You go into this lawyer, you get another story. You go into this lawyer, you get another story. The question is, how's the lawyer using these tools? He only has the same number of tools, but he's going to be using them differently. And each lawyer uses them a little differently. So you need to know what each of these tools does, what it can do, what it can't do.